Testing. Alright. Let me get my, what's going on with this thing? Why is that thing? Alright. Let's get back to the divination. I've got a lot of ideas, you know. I just don't really care. The will to want. It's not really the question, it's the will to want. What the hell? Why does that shit keep coming on? Okay, this. Boom. All right. These seeds here, these acorns, I guess. I got 4 of them. It actually feels kind of good when you do this. I was just walking around the woods doing this one day. I didn't plan it, it just came up. You know, that's relation to nature. When we're in relation to each other, we are both bound to the epigenetics of the pole, of the polis. It's a natural thing. Now, just because that's an observable awareness doesn't mean that's the only one. Things can be multiple things at once. You know, if you look back at your experiences in life, speaking of, let's look at the time here. Apologies, this is going to be a little bit noisy for a moment. All right. So if you look at your experiences in life, you think of the memories. When you're a child, it's something profound. As you get older, you forget it. It's just something that happened. Then as you get older again, it becomes something profound once again. So when you look back at these memories, you can see your own change. Because you understand every detail imaginable, every potential within the seed of an experience can be realized, conceived. conceived, implanted, germinating. And that can be a mind fuck. But when you look back at the experiences, you see that you are not the experience. It happened, you've changed. So, at the end of Conan, the movie, not the series of books, Conan confronts false doom. James Earl Jones, Mr. Vader. J-E-J. Conan doesn't talk much, he just paints a sword, he's just painted up all cool and he swings a sword around. That's his language. He's been reduced to the lowest common denominator of the experience and germinated wild. And so this father figure, the one who created that spirit within him, within us, whoever that might have been, they say, this person wasn't Conan's father, but he born the spirit within him. He said, if not I who have created you, then who is your father? Who is your father if not I that created you? Possessed, conceived. So Conan hacks his head off, usurps the king, the cult of personality. He shows the head to the masses, the students of this teaching, the children of a lesser god, and he throws the head down, the serpent's head. Cycles, because Conan changed, he grows from that. He goes on to become a king and rule a kingdom and all that other stuff. We look at it literally. We're stuck in some kind of narration. The kingdoms are born within you. Like the seed here, it looks nothing like an oak. This physical body is nothing like the spirit. It holds. It's a vessel to hold. And experiences are time. We are time. Growing, changing. Retarding, denying. Losing, gaining. All those things. So as you look at your experiences, you see there's a lot to it. It's like looking at one of those high definition pictures where it captures all details, even the ones we cannot conceive. As the technology expands and grows, we can go deeper into the detail of the photo. If you have the raw file, and the raw file is the experience. You have to release the old in order to grow into the new. That's all of our technology, everything we do is like this secret honoring of the creative. We think we're creating, but we're just replicating to another peak expression. So that's omega peak. That's the yin of yang energy. We're all caught in that. That's Normiville. We wake up and then we fall back in. We wake up and then it pulls back in. It's the soil from which the seed of your spirit's growing. And so micro to macro, you look at your own personal experiences and the language of your life. What is the unique expression you are creating? Why? Who? What is it for? I kind of feel like the reason I'm able to, or interested in thinking of these things, is because I don't feel the spirit. I feel something. It's pushing me into understanding, pulling me. And the world is doing that for all of us in all the fathomable and unfathomable fathomable ways. So the wisdom of form, the crone, the spirit, the value of the yin of yang, so that you can be the yang of yin. You can find the seed of yourself in this chaos and bloom into something uncontrolled. It's not uncontrolled because you are not at the mercy of reality, but is because you are not at the mercy of replication. And how can you conceive what is pure? You don't. So it's a strange thing. Right, it is Christmas Eve. Hanukkah, all those sacred, religious, communal forms of deification of a date, of a time, of a nature, of a spirit within reality. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Bear with me a moment. Alpha, Beta, Centauri. This cable's cold. Alright. So there's a spirit. I think I was talking about that. A spirit or something like that. Well, there's spirits being born. Okay, born within us. Worlds being born, be unique. The feeling is changing. As feelings change, that's it's going to force, or it's indicative of your consciousness changing. Whatever the source, I feel it's just a natural progression. It can merge into any philosophy or system or way that we can believe. What is the true value of it? Does it even matter what the true value is? How do you get into good living? How do you feed the spirit, the fire? That's what I'm wondering. I've been wondering a long time. I've struggled with that my whole life. What is the meaning? What is the value? Alright, so astrologically speaking, as a cipher here, that's the Taurus to Scorpio axis. Value. You're holding the sacred fire of Aries in Taurus. You know there is a value. You have a sense that it is a cultivation, a nurturing. You understand that there is a feminine quality to existence, a receptivity which we either accept or deny. Until we know the value of ourselves and how that impacts reality in the relations, we won't burn pure. We'll be burning through the depths of the shadows. The reason for relation, the communal languages, which arise from these felt presences of experience, from the lows to the highs. And that's the Scorpio stuff. Our experiences, the energy exchange, it grooves, it builds a gravity well within you. Avoid. There is a seeking, diving, a digging, a powerful hyper-focus. A yin of yang, something which causes an internal eruption. In the purity of that fire, we walk through Sagittarius in life, trying to find the reasons, the meanings, the lore, the language, of the sensation, the feeling of living, so that we can see the fire within us, the sparks within us, the shine rising from the depths to the top of the river, reflecting the purity of the relation, existence. So rising through all the flow of the bullshit and everything else that goes on around us to this top-facing water of Cancer. So that was just some talking about finding your uniqueness, using the fixed cross with a few of the transformative unconscious modalities of life, with Libras, Sag, and Aquarius. A little bit of Aries in there, and Gemini. Cancer, of course. But I mean, you can bring that logic around, touch everything, every degree. But the meaning is, it's up to us. Alright, so we are heading into a Capricorn full moon in a few days. The moon currently, you'll see it at 23 degrees Libra on the screen. I hope it's recording the screen. If not, oh well. Speaking to the boy. Alright, that's conjunct the fixed star Spica? Spica? Spa? It's a divinely spiritual star, a destined star. We have this moon with Vesta here. So, transitly speaking, the moon is coming into a balsamic closing phase conjunction to Vesta. But looking at the moment, Vesta's in a new phase with the moon. Whatever. You look at the moon cycles, they don't stop, they keep going. Nothing is an absolution. So what's the spiritual fire? How do you get the language of life through the felt presence of experience and know it through the fire you're cultivating within, the value of the self? I feel from experience, if you can't find it out there, you have not found it within. You have not created it, cultivated, uncovered it within. There's still more something to do. Now the moon will be squaring Pluto soon, heading over across Mercury opposing Jupiter soon, and then it will be in conjunction with the Sun in Capricorn, and that will be not yours. You're gonna go do this. 9 degrees. Alright, we'll just do, that's good enough. Mercury will be out of the opposition at the tail end of the shadow path here, heading into the second decan, or third decan of Sagittarius, on its way to meeting with the galactic center and the progression. So the element of mind burning pure, new sense of awareness, new sense of spirit, maybe fire. Maybe the emotions are understood more. Maybe the flows have felt. Maybe the body feels different. Maybe you discover something with yourself physically. Maybe you discover that your epigenetics are powerful. That lets you know that the systems, the programs, the control of the polis is shifted. It will never give the people the power. It can't. It's not meant for that. Chaos is always happening. Think of Capricorn as the old oak tree on the top of the mountain. It's going to grow slow, but it grows. And it shows. People are being elementalized into psychic form, possessed by the relation, the epigenetic of whatever it is they do, who they are, their identity, cult of personality. Powerful times, very stiff energy. It's not easy. This new moon is squaring the nodes. But that's alright, that's good. There is a tension being brought into the form of the relationship to yourself as a cipher for your relation to existence and the relationships that the narrations force upon us. And the head games, the head trips, the psychological warfare, the cult personality being co-opted, the rebellions being created for control's sake, the reasons to rebel being given, scripted. Not falling into that means you got to fall into this, so fall into the north node here. It's closing, it's going to be conjunct Neptune soon. Neptune's very powerful at the end of, in Pisces in particular, but especially at the end, making aspect to Pluto and Uranus. We'll be making some quincunx aspects with Mars on its return through the shadow path after this retrograde cycle. So fall into the self. What's the spirit within you say? What the fuck is the reason? What could it be? How do you get into the feeling of that? Is it in the relation? Relations? If so, where? Your consciousness, you will know the world as deeply as you know yourself, and you'll realize that you're always changing, so you can't really know the world. You can only know cycles and seasons and release whatever the hell that is to find what real life is. To create. And this is the sextile to Saturn here in Pisces at 14 degrees. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, the gatekeeper, the form, father form, who gifts us reasons through the gift of the curse. The father, the mother, father of Pallas Athena, the wisdom, the perception through experience. Saturn is squaring Jupiter, still retrograde on this full moon. We'll be at 13 degrees 19 minutes of Gemini. Basically, it is a working quincunx for this new moon. So you can work your unconscious happenings into existence in optimal ways if you can figure out how to become a unique expression of form, your spirit in relation to this existence. It doesn't change that world, it changes your relation to it, and you are in resonance with optimal expressions. The epigenetics, which can reflect that value, shift, change, realization, cultivation, search, co-creation. And you can see that with that Mercury square Saturn here as well. It's the beliefs burning through the delusions, the illusions, the dreams, to know what is the value of the spirit within. Beyond the language of understanding communally. How can you get into it? Fuck the language. How do you know it? That trines into Chiron here in Aries, eliciting an elucidation, a realization of a purity within you that is beyond pain, reasons, a chance to embody that in spirit. We have hygiene there, spiritual hygiene, physical, all hygiene. So imbibing this new spiritual hygiene and an awareness of your value and how you hold that fire within you in Taurus, and you bring that into expression in this world, how you share that, whether that's your intention or not. This is some kind of stuff you can do with Mars when it's retrograde. The world has given us so much bullshit. Is it as bad as they say it is, as we think it is? It might be. Might be worse. It probably is. System will system. You gotta be your own programmer here. Release the language. Get into life somehow. Honor your Black Moon Lilith. What is your repression and how has that formed your relations? You know, we're learning how to hold the fire. We're burning ourselves. We're burning others. We don't understand because we've not known truth in this world. We've been outcasted for not conforming. We have been misfits because we are not understood. We are guilty, sinners, deranged, sick, twisted, perverted people in the eyes of authority. Whether that be parents, friends, peers, religious groups, workplaces, you know, all isms, all the isms here, the 10,000 things. So how do you honor yourself here? You know, that's going to be a natural healing of your own repressions during these times. Now Venus here is in mutual reception with Uranus, between the Aquarius to Taurus dynamic, which is a square, amongst many other subtle energies. But they are squaring. Venus is squaring Uranus. Venus, though, is trining with Vesta in Libra. Venus rules Libra. Libra is the transformed into the purity of expression in Taurus. As far as the releasing conception goes, allowed to live by following the passion within yourself, so you can break free of all these Venusian glares, all the glamour traps, all the bullshit, all the insecurities of the reality, all the beliefs can be burned for a higher expression of your Venusian ways, and that's a Neptune hail, because Neptune is likened to the higher octave of Venus, the cosmic love which gives spirit feeling for reason, into the beauty, into the good things, the pleasures, the joys, and how we share them, how we hold them, store them, compromise them, sacrifice them, and how they always come back. Right, so this was a diatribe. Maybe it gives you some ideas, maybe not, but if you consider this, the Mars trining the North Node and Neptune here, that's an opposing Pluto. I think it's good advisement. So, well, thanks for watching, listening, and being.